Hi, everybody. Welcome to Chair Yoga. Today we'll be using 2 chairs. So take your time now to maybe get one more chair and your block, and let's get started. So we'll start in one of the chairs and just use your block in its upright position to support your middle part of your back, your thoracic area of your back. In other words, right behind your heart. That's where we'll begin. So let's sit in a position that feels strong and purposeful. We're bringing ourselves just into this transition, coming into yoga state of mind and sitting up tall and finding a posture that supports our practice today. Turn palms up when you feel ready to do that. And start connecting now to your slower, deeper breath, to your more connected breath, that you're aware of your breath and you're participating in it. Just a few moments with eyes closed now, just to sort of change gears from whatever activity we had been involved in thus far. So just breathing in and breathing out, feeling the block behind you and how much more open the front body feels as a result. Good. And then if you'll gently open your eyes, let's take a look at a mudra that we could use today. This is, I call it the unifying mudra. I'm sure there's a better name for it, but I haven't done the research to figure that out just yet. So this unifying mudra is a stack of the hands, left hand with the right hand underneath. And it's kind of a cup that you shake with your hands. The thumbs extend out. And so you're just holding this right above the navel. It's in the solar plexus region of your body. The solar plexus is one of our primary energy centers in the body. And then the thumbs gently touch. So it's a way of unifying all parts of us. You know, the left side and the right side, the receiving and the giving part of us, the feminine and the masculine, the yin and the yang. That's the kind of idea that we're joining that with the stacked hands of support and the thumbs touch. And now let's go back to closing the eyes. Seeing how that feels to have one hand laying in the other, thumbs are touched and they're nestled right into your body, right in the navel area, just above it a little bit. It's called the solar plexus area. And that's the chakra of agency. It's the chakra of our own ability to take care of ourselves, to be our own authentic person. Where do we get that sort of idea of who we are? What are our preferences? What makes us us? It's in this solar plexus energy center of the body. Find a nice rhythm of breath in and all the way out. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. And allow this experience of opening the heart. That by leaning back into the block, you can feel your front body supported in an open heart. It's a way to embody the sense of shifting from thinking to experiencing ourselves from this heart center of love and compassion. You know, it's just a shift from, a few inches down from the thoughts that often trip us up to the hearts, which we can always rely upon. This is a great time now to set your intention for your practice today. What is it that you need from yoga? What brought you to your chair today? Now let's change the breath so we're going to draw that inhale through the nose all the way in, and then it exhales out of our mouth like a sound of a sigh. It's big. Ah. Do 2 more like that. It's a big drawn in. Inhale through the nose, and then it's a big sigh. Ah. It's a great release. Ah. And then let's gently flutter the eyes back open and bring our palms together at the heart center and rub gently, just rub gently here at the heart center. So you start to feel just a little bit of heat in your hands. The hands are an extension of your heart center. So the extension of that love, compassionate part of you is right there in the palm of your hands. I want you to take the warmth of those hands and lay them across your face. And this time it's an invitation through this point of view of love and compassion to generate a sense of gratitude, a sense of gratitude here for this opportunity to be in a yoga class, to be doing a practice that is helpful to your body, to your mind, to your spirit, that you have the capacity to do it, that we have the good health and the place to do it. And let that just permeate throughout your body as you gently relax your hands away from your face, and let that gratitude just make its way through your body all the way down, so that gratitude becomes like the ground on which we stand. Isn't that a lovely idea? The ground in which we stand is gratitude today. So I'm going to take the block out from behind the back now and just put it on the floor. We will use it, I think, a time or two, but it's just let's leave it handy for now, right near us, but not at the back body. And let's begin to move our shoulder blades by doing those shoulder rolls. And let your head move as it wants to. So we're trying to just warm up the body. The head, neck, shoulders is kind of our goal to begin with. So follow your body's generous, contribution to all this by following the lead that you feel. What is my body telling me? What does it feel like? Good. And then back to a neutral position. Let's come a little bit further forward on the chair so that you got plenty of room to move your legs. We're going to do some kind of, vigorous warm-ups now. So let's start with 10 shrugs, and we're going to count backwards. So we start with 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And take a deep breath in and out. And then we're going to move to the lower body. 1, and the other leg is the same number. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. Big breath in and out. One more time, in and out. Back to the shrugs, we're counting backwards. So it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. In and out. Back to the legs, and this time I'm going to count backwards, and it's the same count on each leg because we want each leg to get the number. 10, 10, 9, 9, 8, 8, 7, 7, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. Both feet on the floor. Big breath in, all the way up with the arms. Palms come together up and overhead. Exhale, hands at your heart. Inhale up. And exhale, go wide. We're going to do 2 more of those. That's that breath we use all the time here to really connect ourselves to the space we're in, to realize that we're drawing from this, universal energy right into our own heart and sharing that all the way around. And when we come back to that sweeping motion all the way around, let's move into now we can do a child's pose because we've got the chair in front of us. So I want you to come forward enough that you're able to stack your arms, forearm to forearm, and stretch forward to lay your forehead right on the stacked arms. Now, if you need to move your feet wider apart, that's always an option. Move your feet and your knees at the same time. So you're just spreading out a little differently if your body is looking for that. Now, here's another adjustment you might find you need. What if folding all the way down with your forehead is like that? I can't reach that far. The block would be great. Bring your forehead to the block instead. Lay the forehead right on the block, and then just rest your arms comfortably on that chair that's in front of you. This is child's pose. It is the fundamental resting pose that's used throughout a traditional yoga practice. So it's fun to be able to use it in our chair yoga practice today. Empty your breath every time. Feel how your belly and your thighs are interacting. That's one of the beauties of this pose, is that you feel that interaction, belly and thigh. And finish your exhale all the way out. And when you come up, keep your hands on the chair and bring yourself all the way up, all the way up. Hands are still on the chair, but you have lifted up. This is more or less a Cobra pose. This is a back bend that's used in our traditional classes too. So we've got our hands on the chair seat in front of us, though the chest is lifted, so you can feel the back bend of that. We're going to use this to warm up the body. So we lift up to this extension of the spine, and then we're going to fold back into our child's pose. And those are done in the vinyasa style. So it's going to move because the inhale is only as long as it is, and the exhale brings us down to the child's pose. So stay with it. Try to match up the breath like that, but if it just moves too fast for you, don't worry. Just move in and out of these two poses and breathe in the way that supports you best. It does have a way of lengthening the breath, which is not a bad idea. So if you can match it up, that's great. But like I said, if it's not comfortable and it's causing you concern, just find a breath that works well for you as you come in and out between these two poses. And change what happens in your spine. Last time, and we're going to lift up into the Cobra. So your chest is lifting, chest bone lifting. Try to keep a neutrality about you. I don't want you to lift your chin up. I want you to keep your chin sort of tucked, but your chest is lifting like crazy. Beautiful. Let's get our hands to our thighs and come back to a more neutral position. And then we're going to go into some movements of the neck and shoulders. So dropping your chin towards your chest, let's let the back of the neck get a nice stretch. We sit up tall, but we're letting the heaviness of our head drag forward, and then that creates a nice traction in the back of the neck. Start to draw a circle with your chin and just make some circles. Keep it tucked down, and then you're going to lift up into a big, broad, slowly drawn circle. Keep your shoulders pulled back, especially on that upward lift. Very important there. And go slow and easy so you can feel it all. You can pay attention and you know exactly what you need to do, where you need to slow down. Maybe you need to abandon it and move on to something different because that side might not be cooperating. So you're going to just pay attention, go nice and slow. Stay with the same circle, whichever way you started. Let's stay with the same circle one more time. Slow, big circle. Paying attention, especially we're going to get those shoulder blades pinned back when we lift our chin. And come all the way back to center once again, where our chin is tagging down to the chest bone, and we can feel a bit of traction. Now let's add to that by interlacing our hands at the very base of the skull and letting our hands rest into the skull. And just that weight of hands and arms, you're not really pushing your head forward, you're just adding additional weight to it. See if that doesn't give you more sensation throughout the whole back body. The trapezius muscle on the back is like a cape. And so if we can get good at this and allow it to be, you can feel it all the way through the cape of the trapezius. The exhales are your best friend here. Now keep your head down, your chin down. Let's just take the hands off, but head stays down. We'll feel the difference when we take that weight off, and then very slowly, very gently, bring your head back to a neutral position. Now it's a tilt of the head, ear towards shoulder. Ear towards shoulder. I'm going to turn towards you. You don't need to do anything. I just want to make it a little more visible. Ear towards shoulder. And so that you're feeling this ear that's going toward the shoulder kind of trying to pull down. That's just the sense that you have. And the other ear, the top ear, is trying to lift up toward the ceiling. Arms just alongside the body, real soft. The weight of the head, and you're paying attention to how that feels in your neck. And then you're just adding this little dimension of trying to tag your ear down towards your shoulder, just feels like you are. And that it feels like you're lifting that ear up toward the ceiling. That's it. Oh, that feels good. Now just one more full breath. Yeah. Very slowly we'll come back up. Go slow. And take a pause here. Take a pause. Then we're going to do some shoulder rolls. You can move your head gently around if that feels right to you. Change the direction of the shoulder roll. Back to neutral. And let's go to the other side now. We're going to let that ear drop toward the shoulder. And the other ear feels like it's lifting toward the ceiling. The challenge of this very simple movement, somebody was watching us, they think, it's not any big deal. The challenge is allowing, isn't it? It's allowing the weight of your head to stretch your neck for you. And we get real protective around our neck. That's our natural instinct. So it takes some deep breath work, some real letting go, releasing, control to let this do its work for us. One ear reaching toward the shoulder, the other ear kind of reaching toward the ceiling. And we breathe. Yes. Now to come out of it, it's slow. Go very slowly as you come back up to center. Let's just breathe here. Let our body find its own natural adjustment. I want you to roll your shoulders forward now. Really come forward with those shoulder rolls. And then take a pause and just take inventory. See if you're ready for this. See if your body has adjusted. And if you're ready, try the shrugs. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then let's just kind of make some adjustments in the body any way that feels natural to us. Good. And then we're going to go back to that cat-cow movement, hands on the chair that's in front of us. And we're going to lift up our chest. And then we're going to round back into the child's pose. So I call it cat-cow because it gives us the very same function that we've done many times and that you found in many classes that you might have attended to extend and flex the spine, but we're using two different poses. The Cobra is our extension pose. And the child's pose is our flexion and our resting place. It's an inhale when you're coming into the Cobra, the extension, and it's a long exhale when you come into your child's pose. One more with the Cobra, lifting up. And when we exhale, coming into our child's pose, we're going to pause here and stay with it, letting our forehead come to either the block or to our stacked forearms, making sure our knees and our ankles have lined up when we make our adjustment with our legs. And we feel the deep belly breath, the connection of belly into the thighs now. Relax as much as you can. Anything you can find to relax, let's do it. Exhale completely, and then bring your hands to the chair to allow you to come all the way up to our neutral position. Good. All right, now we're going to do some more action here to begin our process. I want to get our body really warmed up though, so bear with me as we do a little bit more of the quickening of the shrugs and the knee lifts. So let's just give that one more round. So it starts with a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, shake that out. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out of your mouth. Double count, remember. 10, 10, 9, 9, 8, 8, 7, 7, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. Relax it out, shake it out, and take a big breath in and big breath out. All right, now it's time to get a leg up on that chair. So I'm turning so that I can create a right angle and that you can see me, and that's kind of what you'll need to do as well. You won't need to face anything like I am because no one can see you but you. One leg is up on the chair, extended fully, kneecap is up and toes are up. We've rotated the other leg out, so we've created a right angle between our legs. It's a big one. Knee bent here, so that also creates another right angle for you. So it's a wide angle stretch for us. And I want you to just start sort of pulsing as you just, I slide my hand down my shin, but there's the chair seat here too. You could choose that if that gives you some more glide kind of feeling. So just to pulsing in and out with that, this top shoulder is pulling back. Now, here's where the other chair could be really helpful. You could either wrap it back so that you're holding on to some part of the chair that sort of makes you have no choice but to pull it back. You could sit on that hand, that also pins it back. So see what you feel like works best for you to keep training that shoulder back as you pulse in and out of this nice fold to the side. We're going to utilize that little trick about stretching our ear toward our shoulder and lifting the other ear up to the ceiling. So when you're ready, let's try it. So we slide all the way down, get as low to that side as you can, forearm to the chair, if possible. Hand is, maybe on your ankle, or, you could use your two fingers, the peace fingers, to grab hold of your big toe. And we're pinning that shoulder back. Either you could get a hold of the chair, sit on it in some way, press your palm against the sacrum. And now this ear to shoulder and ear towards ceiling, we're going to utilize that as we bring ourselves into this angle, this kind of diagonal position of stretch. And remember, pulsing or moving in and out is always available. I'm a big fan of that. So if you're finding that holding it is not really working so well for you, but you don't mind coming in and out and kind of adjusting, to me, that's good yoga. That's you taking care of you and really knowing what your body needs. Let's deepen the breath in any event. Any one of our choices is going to do better with deeper breath. Good. And then let's come back up. So keep your body in the same posture as far as your legs are concerned, but let's get some movement in our shoulders that I want you to just pick. So what gives you an idea? We kind of bent to one side, so maybe a correcting movement toward the other side might feel good in the body. So really trying to listen to your own body and make some adjustments, what I call resetting your body. I think it's really helpful to get good at that and to trust it. So now, just keeping that same leg up on the chair, let's square ourselves to the front of the chair. So one leg is extended down, but our standing leg, same standing leg, comes back now, hips distance apart. Shoulders and hips are, in alignment and squared away to the chair that's in front of you. Let's sync up our breath. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale up. Interlace those fingers and press the palms up. Let's hold it, inhaling and exhaling as we stretch those palms up. Arms are kind of alongside the ears. Big, long body. And then when you're ready, the exhale will take you down all the way to a fold. Maybe you can get your hands around your foot. Maybe you just bring your hands to the chair seat in some way. And we're going to hold that for a breath or two, folding deeply. And you're trying to avoid a hinge in your back body, trying to make the movement being this hinge at the hips. So you're not just, stretching your arms in front of you, and it's the hinge that matters. So if you could just fold even a little bit forward, drawing your chest a little bit forward, that's much better than just trying to stretch and keeping the roundness of your back. That's not what we're looking for on this. Let's come back up. And then with your foot up there, I want you to just spread the toes and crunch them into like a fist, like you're making a fist with your toes. So I want you to just open and close. I'm giving you an example with my other leg. So there you go. It's just spreading the toes open wide and then making a fist with your foot. All the while we're nice and tall. This is a pose that, is easy to square away and feel alignment just like that. We're gonna do it one more time with the fold, inhaling up. Exhale, heart. When we inhale up, we're going to interlace those hands and roll the palms up. Now the exhale takes us forward. reach for the back of the chair or whatever you can get, but it's a hinge at the hips. That's the deal. We're going to try to avoid anything that creates a little hinge somewhere in the shoulder area and bring our chest down, our belly down at a hinge, big hinge of the hips. One more full breath. Head, neck, and spine in alignment. And bring ourselves back up. Good. And then let's get both feet to the floor and take a pause here. Other leg. So extend your other leg all the way up. Let's just start here because we are here. So we'll start with the other leg up. And we'll try that same thing. Inhaling up. Exhale, hands at the heart. Inhale up, interlace hands, press your palms up to the ceiling. Exhale is the fold. Stretch down, hinging at the hips. Use the chair, however. So grabbing hold of your foot is not mandatory. We've got this chair to help us, give us some support. Keep your chin tucked and find that hinge at the hips and a long, strong back that's coming forward in a fold. Soften the mouth. One more full breath cycle. Come all the way back up. Any adjustment your body needs. We're going to do the fists now. I want you to stretch your toes apart and then clamp them into kind of a fist. So you're moving through the foot, getting that fascial layer stretched out in the joints of the foot. Get some action here, a little blood supply in there. I'm a big fan of getting that foot moved around so that we can balance better as we age. So don't neglect your feet. And one more fold here. Inhale up with me. Exhale, hands at your heart. Inhale up and interlace hands as they stretch up. Exhale forward, folding and hinging at the hips, keeping your back long and strong. Back of your head, neck and spine in alignment. Breathe deep. Give your breath a lot. Give your body a lot of breath here so you can handle that big stretch through the back of the leg. Good. And then let's come back up. When we come into our angle on this side, I'm going to have to reset here. So pause, give me a moment to reset so you'll be able to see what's happening from this point of view. This is that wide angle. So the same leg, so I've got my right leg up there, the very same leg we just did before. We're keeping it up there, but now I can open up into that wider angle. So you may not have had to make as big of an adjustment as I did. So we've got the right angle between our legs. The standing leg is also in a right angle. This one's fully extended, kneecap up, and the toes are up as well. This is the one where we're going to pull back that shoulder, top shoulder kind of pull back, and we're going to just kind of slide down and back, kind of patterning the body into this side bend. And you may feel different on this side. You may feel that it's easier to move into, or it might be a little more challenging. You know, we say it all the time in yoga, but it's always true, is that one side and the other don't always match up. As a matter of fact, they rarely do. So let's pin that back shoulder, find our best way to do that. And now we're going to come down, maybe the peace sign as you slide down, try to get your forearm as low to the chair as you can, and maybe grab the big toe. And then we're going to utilize that technique of letting the ear drop toward that shoulder, and the other ear feels like it's reaching toward the ceiling, and we're in this side angle. A big fold to the side, keeping your grounding through that standing leg, so the foot that's on the floor, make sure you feel it there, and that your hips feel squared away, and that also feels like a source of grounding. Your seat, and allows your upper body to give you this beautiful side stretch. Pulling that top shoulder back, ear is reaching toward the ceiling. This ear is dragging down toward the shoulder. Breathe all the way through, so your neck, your shoulders, your extended leg, every part of your body has the benefit of your full breath in and your full breath out. Good. And then we're going to come back up nice and easy. Take a little pause here. Move your head around, make some adjustments. And then I want you to square yourself away so that both legs can be extended onto that front leg. So I'm turning to face the front chair, and I've got both legs now on that chair, extended in this Dandasana. This L-shaped position that we've created on the chair is called Dandasana. And it's just like that, an L-shaped, strong, mountain-like, stable seated pose. Find your full breath in and out here. Kind of stretch your soles of your feet toward the back of the chair. But if you still start to feel cramping, that your legs are so active that all of a sudden they're cramping, I want you to just soften them and let the chair hold them. That's the beauty of it. Now let's do something with our arms. How about we lift the arms up, palms to come together overhead. That's not new. And bring our hands right into the heart. When we open up though, we're going to come into this cactus position. So we've got our elbows up. And then we can close it and open it. So let's get our nice breath rhythm going as we bring our hands and our forearms together and back open. So we close it up and we open it. And we find our breath. Open it here with an inhale. Exhale, close it. Inhale, open. Exhale, close it. Inhale, open. And this time, as we just extend out, we're finding our normal breath rhythm here with extension of our arms in a wide T. Inhale up, palms come together up and overhead. Exhale, hands at your heart, bowing to yourself. Inhale up, we're interlacing those hands and stretching the palms up and overhead. Exhale, fold. Again, you can make the peace sign and grab toes, or you could hold onto the chair, but in every event, we're trying to find the only hinge of our body is here at the hips, avoiding that middle of the back thing. So do your best to stretch your chest forward, keep your back of your head, neck, and spine in alignment, and be patient with yourself as you hold this pose, this fold from our Dandasana. One more full breath. We're going to come back up and we're going to get the chair a little closer to us. So take your legs off of the chair and bring your chair a little closer to you. And you might have to play around a little bit. This is called the Baddha Konasana. Butterfly pose is what it's commonly referred to, where you're bringing the soles of your feet together and letting your knees roll out to the side so your hips are in this real externally rotated position. Here's where I thought the block might be helpful. So to keep yourself upright in this with our feet together and our body upright, it takes a lot. So you may decide, I'm going to put that block behind me to create some support from my back, and that keeps me upright better. Or you might just know that you could use the chair to pull you into more of a folded way to hold this pose, because this is a pose that we're just going to explore with. I'm not going anywhere else with it. We're bringing our soles of our feet together. We've got our legs opened out into that external rotation position. You can explore how that feels and how you could use the chair to support you in it. Or, you add your block. It's all good. We can use what we need to sit up as tall as we can and find this posture, because yoga is always inviting us, or most often, right, is to lift and lengthen. So we're trying to create that lift and lengthen of the spine while we're in this posture. So maybe bouncing around a little bit or rocking side to side. I want you to listen to your body, respond to what feels good for you, get creative, keep your feet together and your knees drawn away. This is our butterfly position. Good. And then when we bring our feet to the floor, we can leave the chair right where it is. And even the block, perhaps, I'm not sure if you're going to need that or not. If you do choose it, I would say real low. Don't get it up into the low back, get it real low right against your sacrum. But this is the goddess pose. So we've got our legs in this angle, wide angle. So your knees will be right above your ankles and your feet kind of point out. It's heels in and toes out in this goddess pose. Pull the belly in and sit up tall. Feet are grounded now. Now we're going to add some arms. So let's start with maybe the opening posture being this cactus arms. And press into your feet like you're about ready to lift yourself off the chair. You're not going to, but I want you to get that kind of action in your feet and legs. Press your feet into the floor like you're just about ready to lift yourself right up off the chair. Hold that. Puff up the chest. Be really active in your legs. Let's open and close with the arms. Keep your legs real active as we bring them in, out, and come in and out. Let's give us a breath. This is the inhale here. Exhale here and to close, step your feet. Keep your feet pushing in. Inhaling, open. Exhale, closing. Inhale, open. Strong legs. Exhale, close. Let's relax the arms, relax the legs. Oh boy, did you feel that in your thighs? It's really strong. Pull the belly in. Let's continue with this wide angle, our goddess pose, and we'll move into the T, opening up wide, palms are up. Feel your shoulder blades drawing toward each other. Rotate your hands so the pinky edge of your hand is really lifting up and your thumbs are pointing back. Spread your hands apart. Now feel what that does to the muscles in your arms. Spread your hands apart. Your fingers come apart. How's that feel? It's a lot different, isn't it? Full breath in and out. Now step those feet. Get the legs going. Push your feet in like you're about ready to lift your bottom right up off that chair. And then hold and breathe. Palms wide open, fingers are wide open, real strong legs pushing. And we'll soften it all. Inhale up. Oh. Exhale, hands at your heart, bowing to you. Inhale up and exhale, go wide. We're going to move the chair back and away from us just a bit so we can utilize it now with this wide angle, finding a child's pose from here. So again, our arms stack and we bring our forehead to the chair. Or if you can't bend that far, that's where the block could come in handy and you could bring your forehead there. So feel your child's pose from this wide angle perspective and let your body rest. You're no longer trying to utilize those thighs and press your feet to the ground and all of that. No, you're letting your whole body relax now, release. Feel the rhythm of your breath. Exhale it completely. Good. Let's come back up, keeping your legs in this very same position. Press your palms into your thighs. Press your palms into your thighs now. I want you to get your feet closer to the chair so that you can this time lift yourself up and off that chair. So real strong arms are pressing into your thighs. It's like you're trying to press into the bones of your legs, and yet you got your body up, press into the floor with your feet. Nice strong posture, lift that chest. So that's one option we can come to. So we can sit back in the chair now. So we know that was one of real stability, where we got our hands, really using our hands to support our posture. Or we can try it with hands in the prayer position. See if you can utilize your legs a little bit more as you float your bottom up and off that chair, but you don't have the use of your hands on the thighs. So this is one version. If that feels more secure for you, you can continue to use it. If you want to see about upping the ante in terms of the challenge to these thigh muscles, let's bring our hands into the prayer posture. One more full breath. And when we exhale, we're going to bring ourselves back into our chair and relax. Let's get our feet a little bit closer together now, and we'll move through some cow-cat. Remember, we were using two different poses for that. We're bringing our hands to the chair, and this is our Cobra, so our extension of the spine. And then we round the back body into more of a child's pose. but because we're connecting it to a vinyasa, you're not really getting all the way into the pose as much as just flowing between the two movements of extension and flexion. And let's hold that upward position, that Cobra pose, and bring your hands to your thighs so you can come all the way up. And then interlace your hands and round the back body as you extend those palms forward, round the back body, chin drops to your chest. As we come up, we're lifting those palms all the way toward the ceiling, arms have extended our ears. Hold it, lift. Let the shoulder blades slide down the back. When we release, it's a big sweeping motion all the way around. Let's do 2 more of those. Kind of a backstroke in the pool. Inhaling up. Exhaling, broad sweep all the way back. Inhaling up. And exhaling all the way back. Beautiful. Shrug, 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 shrug. Couple of those. And a few of these. Lifting up, lifting up, lifting up, lifting up, lifting up. You got it. All right, it's time to move to standing poses now using both of our chairs. So here's a way we can set up. We're going to move our chairs into sort of like a train. So they're both facing the same way, just some distance between them. So as we come to this posture, we're just facing the front of the chair. We've just got ourselves between the chairs and, in our lineup, like it looks like a train. And we're going to just get one leg up there. So I want you to bend the knee and bring it up so that the top of the foot is resting right into the chair. This can be a nice hip flexor. So it's going to be that you're pulling your thighs forward toward the front chair. Your pelvis is stretching toward the front chair. And then when it comes back, you're going to lift your heel up so the heel presses back in toward the backrest of the back chair. So I can see that I didn't position myself so great. I'm going to step a little closer to the front chair. So I've got a little more space between the step here. I'm going to try that. So the pelvis comes forward. And then when we press our heel back to the back of the chair, then it pulls the pelvis back. So it's kind of a rocking. It's intended for the hip flexor, the major hip flexor, the psoas muscle. So I hope you're feeling that coming forward and back. Let's hold it while we push that heel back. And then we'll come back to sort of a neutral position, shake your legs out, and we'll get the other leg on top. So we're bringing that back foot up. So it's the top of the foot that rests on the chair. And front foot needs to be fairly close to that front chair. So hips are coming forward. And when we pull back, we pull the heel, kind of turn onto the toes and pull the heel back toward the back of the chair back there. So we drop to the top of the foot, flat down, pelvis comes forward, and the heel pulls back. Forward with those hips. Heel pulls us back, push the heel back and hold. Good. And then when we bring both feet to the floor, shake that out. Okay, let's turn. So we're facing and we've got our chairs between us and we can bring one foot to the chair seat. Knee is pointing out, side of the body, the hip and the front leg here, or the standing leg, I should say, are in alignment, pointing this way. So this is the warrior stance. This is the position of rotating one leg out and keeping the other leg down as a source of stability here. So this warrior stance is going to take on the wide angle. So let's start by pulsing into that. The chairs are really just here for, you may not need the chair, both chairs, but it's kind of handy to have it. And even the distance between the chairs, if you're finding, what I've set up or what you're looking at or what you're experiencing could use an adjustment, please do that. Get a little space or a little less space. We're going to hold the bent knee. So we're kind of pulsing forward. And this is where the warrior stance comes in. So we're going to bring our forearm to that thigh, palm up, rotate the shoulder back. You can hold it right there. That's a valid pose. But a nice expression, a prettier version, is to get your arm to come rolling up all the way around and lands right over across your head, across your ear in a nice angle. Full breath in and out. Long angle between your standing leg and the arm that's reaching up and overhead. There you go. And there's some leverage that you might create here where your elbow is kind of keeping your leg from rotating in, that you kind of keep your elbow and forearm in place in such a way that it really supports the pose. One more full breath. Let's rotate that arm all the way down, bring ourselves back to an upright position, and we'll shake those legs out. There's no other way to do this but to change here, so I've got to do that. Take my time, rotating around. So this leg can come up. I think I did a little better job on this side. So square in your shoulders, square in your hips. It's an external rotation of the leg that's up. So we're going to pulse it. Make the adjustments that you might need to. I'm saying I need to, so just, and then there's a relationship here. That the leg that's up on the foot that's up on the chair kind of lines up with the foot that's on the floor. So see if you can feel that. It's going to be either heel to heel or the back foot and the arch of the back foot along with this front heel. That's it. Let's come into the full expression of the pose. So we're going to bring our forearm and elbow onto that thigh. We're going to rotate the shoulder back. You could stay right there. If you choose to extend it, let's just rotate it around front. It's kind of nice for your shoulder. It finds this pose really more accessible by coming forward instead of trying to stretch it up and overhead in a different way. Just find that a really good way to approach it. Back leg is going, you want to get as much weight into your back leg as well, not just here, not like you're shoving all of your body weight into your leg that's up on the chair. See if you can balance some of the body weight back into the leg that's on the floor. Find that leverage so your knee doesn't roll to the center. Maybe change your drishti. Where are you going to look? Good. We're going to let that arm swoop around, come back up, and both feet to the floor. Let's find a mountain pose here. Pull the belly in, palms are facing forward. A softness of the knee. You don't want to lock your knees. I want you to feel your feet like they're trying to make an imprint to the floor, that that the ground beneath you is pliable enough that you can make an imprint with your feet. And then close your eyes and find a full body feeling of breath. And prana are two different things. We sometimes refer to them similarly. They are different. The breath is the movement of the oxygen, the respiratory system. The prana flow is an energy that partners with the breath. See if you can, as you breathe this full body experience, that you not only feel you're breathing the breath and the oxygen flow, but that you feel the energy of prana. You feel, this life force energy in your body. All through your body, there isn't any part of your body that isn't benefiting from prana. There isn't any part of this earth that isn't benefiting from prana. That's the unity of us with everything. Making that imprint, Finding your full breath in and your full breath out. Take a big breath in through the nose and exhale out the mouth. Flutter the eyes back open. I've moved a chair away, so I don't need that second chair in my space just yet. So we can just put a chair that's to us here with the back of it for us. Let's start with just a general stretching it out into that L shape. So as you come away from the chair, you can just let your hands rest on the back and find that L shape position. Again, a softness of the knees. You don't need to lock. Pull the muscles of the buttocks back, or pull the bones of your thighs back into the hamstrings. If you can feel that, I think it's a nice reference. And wag your tail a bit. This one really means you got to bend your knees to let your hips go from left to right. Back again. And then we'll walk ourselves back up to the chair. This next series is one I call Skater. So see if you can see what I'm talking about, but it's going to start like this. We're going to take a step away from center and then cross it behind us with both heels down. So you take your foot away from center, and that same leg swings way back behind you, crisscrossing behind you. And all the while, we're going to keep our body upright and looking straight ahead. So take a step away from center, a big step, and then swing it way behind you, crisscrossing. Another one is take a step wide, crisscross, and then pick up the pace a little bit. Big step wide, your hands are on the chair, nice and steady there. Lower body's the one that's getting the workout. This one we're going to hold. So you stepped your foot way back there now. You got the crisscross. And I want you to get your hand to the very edge of the chair so that you can turn toward the foot that you wrapped around. So you can turn into the twist toward that back foot. That's the direction of your twist. Hand right here. You want to feel the soles of both feet pressing to the ground. And of course, your thighs are really squeezing toward each other just naturally. Now, what's working for your neck and head? Where are you going to turn your head? Remember, that's the drishti. So find what works for you to hold this now for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then when we start to unwind, let's get both hands on the chair so we can bring our body weight up, and we'll shake that out. Like, give it a real good kick. If there's anything else your body needs to kind of reset it, please do it without my instructions. I want you to always use your body wisdom to do that. We start in mountain pose, nice and strong and tall, lifting up and facing forward. We're going to away from center and then step around behind us. So we step wide away from center, way behind us. You can pick up the pace, or you can just take it nice and easy. And how you're turning your head could be part of your process, that you turn to look at that heel, because your neck sort of likes that. You step back and you look back behind you. Let's hold this one. Press it back. I kind of like that idea, pressing in, looking over in that direction. So you're looking down and you're trying to twist, maybe getting your right hand behind you so that you can really feel the twist now. And you got the chair. And I just chose a drishti that's looking down. That's just what I decided, but you might find something else. Let's give it one more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to unwind from that, finding our nice breath rhythm, shake it out. Let's find that L shape again. So we start backing away from the chair and create that L shape. Bend your knees and straighten so it feels like you're squatting, and then you straighten up out of the squat. Chin is tagging in towards your throat, so your head, neck, and spine are in alignment. You don't want to feel a lot of pressure in your shoulders. Your legs are strong enough to do all of this, so your shoulders don't need to hold a lot of your body weight. Bend into the squat and straighten it back up, and then we start lifting up or coming up now into warrior one. Right foot is going to step forward. Left foot stays behind. Square your hips, square your shoulders toward the chair's frame. Front knee is bent. This is the warrior stance. Shoulders are stacked right over top of the hips. Palms come together and we just compress there and hold the Anjali mudra. If you're finding difficulty with this as a balance, then just bring one hand to the chair and keep it there. If you're up for a challenge, let's try a T. So we open up the arms into a T. And we're going to bring our arms together where the right arm crosses underneath the left. And then we bend at the elbows and wrap into our eagle arms. So if that's available to you, wrapping into eagle arms, or you could just bring your palms together into that Anjali mudra. This is just a variation. See if your body's up for it. Hips are square, shoulders are square. We're breathing all the way in and all the way out. Feel your feet to the earth. Let your breath be as noisy as you need it. Exhale completely. We'll unwind those arms, get your hands back to the chair, step back, and stretch it out. I want you to wag your tail so you're getting your hips to go side to side. And as we start to lift, we're coming into warrior one on the other side, stepping forward with the left foot now. Right foot stays back, both feet stay down, all 10 toes are pointing straight ahead in the same direction. Bend into your left knee as much as your body will allow. Pull in the belly. Palms come together at the heart. And how about this for our challenge on this side? We'll let the arms lift up in the proud warrior. Palms are facing toward each other. We pull the hands back, and it's more of a back bend than the first one was. Full breath in and out. If it's okay for you to lift your head to look up to the ceiling, great. Find your drishti. One more full breath. Hands are going to come back to the chair. We're going to step back and stretch it out. Side to side movements of the hip. And we walk back to the chair. Good. I'm going to place the chair now, in a position now for our Shavasana. So we want both of them for sure. That's part of the advantage of having the two chairs available here, is that we can really relax like we've got a lounge chair or a recliner available to us. So as you come into this final relaxation time, I want you to lean back into the chair and get your legs up and let them be supported. As much space between your feet and legs as you want, a softness of the belly now, and really leaning back into the chair so that you can feel the relaxation and the ability to be held, that you're experiencing this sense of being held, and you're all about it. You're willing to let yourself be held now. Now, before we kind of sink into our own zone, let's bring our palms back into that mudra of unity. So we're bringing the left palm on top, stacking hands. So the left palm is up and we bring our thumbs together. This is right at the solar plexus. It's like a cup. So I want you to just sort of rest into that, pressing your thumbs together and feeling the cup-like position. So now bring to mind the intention you set for practice today. What it was that you were looking for from yoga, and see if you can kind of imagine that has come to you, and it's just been delivered right into the palm of your hands. And you're holding on to that, the energy of what you decided you wanted today. See if that resonates. And you just relax into that as you close your eyes. And if you hold the mudra for the whole time, that's great. If you choose not to, that's great too. So you decide how it is you're going to rest into Shavasana. Feel the fullness of your beautiful breath and prana all mixed together. The aliveness in our body. The reading I've chosen for today is Rumi, the poet Rumi, his famous poem, The Guest House. This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. She may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. So let's introduce movement back into the body as you start to wiggle hands and feet. I invite you to get your legs off of that front chair now so both feet are grounded. Come away from the back of the chair. Add just a little bit of movement for your head and neck. So you're making sure before you leave class today, you have tended to your neck properly and kindly. And let's sync up the breath. Inhale with me as we lift up, palms come together up and overhead. Exhale as you bring your hands into your own heart. Inhale back up. Exhale as we share that prana with everything and all. Thanks so much for joining me for chair yoga. Namaste, my friends.